Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. FPL Consult here, and welcome to the Gameweek 26 deadline stream. Alright, so as you guys can see from the thumbnail of the video or today's stream, I have a small little channel announcement to make, but we'll wait for more people to stream in. But yeah, Game Week 25 actually has only just ended, and now Game Week 26 is upon us already. Aston Villa versus Liverpool, that was the latest game, and it ended 2-2. Right, so for now, I haven't actually gone through, I didn't manage to make a team selection video, but maybe I'll just go through roughly how I did for Game Week 25 to just give a bit of context. So for Game Week 25, assistant manager was played on Arne Slot, 104 points, and pretty much this was a week of the defenders, right? Flecken 10 points, Trent 13 points, Gabriel 6, and Kirkes missing out on that clean sheet. For the midfielders, no one else scored points aside from Mo Salah. And then up front, Vissa 2, Isak 2, Mateta 7. And then obviously there's Arne Slot, assistant manager 13. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the score. I am sitting on a pretty big green arrow, up 30k places. So I'm currently 77k in the world right now. So hopefully we continue to keep this up, keep this momentum up. And I've already made one transfer as of now. And I've kind of updated you guys on the Instagram broadcast channel. But basically, what I've done is I've sold Ahmad for Ethan Wanieri. Now, there was a lot of consideration that I gave to Bournemouth midfielders. But the thing is, I rather go for someone like Clivert, right? Clivert would be my first choice for Bournemouth midfielders. But because I don't have enough money, I had to go for someone cheaper. So the only options available to me was Dango Utara or Ethan Wanieri, right? So I've decided to go for the Wanieri route. The other transfer that I have, right, it leaves me with one free transfer. The other transfer that I have, I'm likely going to use it on Slot, and I do think that I'm going to do Slot to Arteta. That is still what I'm leaning towards. But the only other manager that I'm giving some consideration to is Glasner. So for now, that's my thought process and where I'm thinking in terms of transfers. Aside from that, I have Trent on the bench, which I think some of you guys may be questioning. But I've just decided to start ahead these three defenders that I have, Gabriel, Kirkes, and Robinson, ahead of Trent. I just feel like away from home, Liverpool probably going to concede. So, I mean, based off of what we've seen recently, it's not a case where Man City can't score. So I do think they're probably going to get something. But yeah, the question is the attacking threat of Trent, which still is pretty present, going to make me sway my decision and start him instead. So for now, he's on the bench, second on the bench, because I have Rodgers, who I actually think is going to do quite well against Chelsea. But the thing is, who would I bench if I wanted to start Rodgers? So a bit of a predicament here as well. But this is where I'm at. So as of now, there's only one other decision I have to make, which is, do I transfer Slot out for Arteta or Glasner, or keep it on Slot? That's the only one I'm thinking about. Captaincy for me, I know it's going to be quite split, and I'll do a captaincy poll later, but captaincy for me is going to be on Mo Salah, I'm pretty sure. All right, so let's leave it at that, and let me just say hi to some of you guys in the chat. Taylor, nice to see you early. Nicholas as well. Idle Ideal, what's up? And Andy as well. So nice to see all of you. Let's get through a couple of the administrative stuff before we get on. Let me just make sure the stream is working well. By the way, if you guys haven't already, please do drop a like. Helps us to get to more people. It'd be really appreciated. Okay, let's go. Let's go to the questions. All right. Nicholas says we'll be active on Discord. I had to delete for some personal reasons. We've moved from Discord, and that's part of the announcement, basically. So if you guys want to, you can join the Telegram group chat. That's actually the announcement that we're gonna make, but later on I'll speak more about it. For now, you guys can just scan the QR code if you're interested to join the group chat. It's completely free. All right, so uh let's get to your questions. What would you say I do out of slot out to someone or Gakpo out to Cunha or both for -4? If keep Gakpo, have to start Rogers. Right, so basically what I'm thinking is you get Gakpo out. Like I don't see the appeal of keeping Gakpo, especially if you are not free hitting in game week 29. Basically, if you have to navigate game week 29 with free transfers, you're gonna sell Gakpo eventually, so you might as well do it now. And then, in which case, I do feel like you can just keep it on slot. I don't think selling slot for a -4 is worth it. So I would just keep it on slot if I were you. And he says, would you do Watkins to Isak for a -4? Most people in my mini league have Isak. I don't think you have to go out to take a -4 to do Watkins to Isak though. I'd be pretty happy to start Watkins against Chelsea. Should I transfer Trent for Gabriel, Rogers for Clivert? Trent for Gabriel. Honestly, not necessary, because if you're looking longer term, I do think like the next few fixtures for Arsenal are pretty tricky, especially from a defensive standpoint. It's Nottingham Forest. Manchester United is okay, right? But there's Chelsea as well. I mean, those are just not fixtures that I think you need to rush to go out and get Gabriel. So I'm happy enough to just have Trent if I were you. So I would do Rogers for Clivert. Like I would actually make that move. Rogers to Clivert. Strongly considering Son as a captain versus Ipswich and Rude as AM. 2 red arrows in a row. Need a green this week. If you're captaining Son, who is fine by the way, like based on the press conferences, Son is alright. If you do captain Son, you're banking on Spurs to win against Ipswich, and then you're also banking on Leicester to do a job against Brentford. I mean, it's possible. I just don't think I would be so bold in terms of the captaincy, but fair enough. Captaincy this week is difficult to call, I'll be honest. But for me, it's a case of I don't see any other standout captaincy. So it's a case of when in doubt, just captain Salah. It's pretty much that. Ricky, nice to see you in the chat. Remember, Davies family says, surely you are backing Mateta to score, so why play Robinson over TAA? The latter is good for an assist, maybe a goal. So here's the thing, right? I do think like there is benefit in starting Trent ahead of Robinson because it does maximize my points. The ideal is that Mateta does well, in which case he'll wipe out Robinson's clean sheet. But then also, I would get Trent against Manchester City. But the main reason why I have it like this is just a bit of an insurance, where if Mateta doesn't do well, you would expect that Robinson is keeping a clean sheet. And the converse is also true, where if Robinson isn't doing well, then you would hope that Mateta is the one that is doing a good job. So I do think like there's a bit of hedging going on here. But either ways, it's my own expectation of what I think the Liverpool versus Man City game is going to turn out. In which case, I just don't think starting Trent is something that I really have to do. Like over the past few seasons, I've been pretty set on, starting all the high value players or players who are pretty expensive. But I think for this week, I'm pretty happy to just be bold in terms of my prediction of what is going to happen for Man City versus Liverpool and just bench Trent. So it could come back to bite me, but for now this is where I'm at. Do I captain Vissa? Okay, at the minimum, if I'm not captaining Salah, I would have it on a penalty taker. CK says, would you bench Palmer and play Clivert and Dango? Nah, I wouldn't bench Palmer. So I play Clivert and Palmer. I bench Dango and Tara. Who do you bench? Semenyo, Clivert, Dango, Vissa, and Wood. Wow. I'd say triple Bournemouth attackers might be overkill. So one out of the three of them I would bench. Um, Alan says, hi bro, same predicament. Let me know if AM manager or role. Right. So basically, I think right now the most likely move that I make in terms of my slot replacement, or if I'm even going to do it, is Arteta. I think I'm going to go safe here. And go all in on the Arsenal versus West Ham game. So for now, Arteta is my likely slot replacement. Bench 2 from Trent. Sorry, can I bench Isak or Palmer for Waneri? I probably wouldn't. It's just Isak and Palmer are both on penalties. Bench 2 from Trent Robinson. Wood, Isak, and Marmoush. I'd say either one of Trent or Robinson. Mark says, I'm a ready with slot. Salah captain. 2 stacked up on Liverpool. Need to diversify and move the assistant manager. Fair enough. What do you think of a -8 for Rodgers to Tell, Gakpo to Cunha, Emery to Glasner, or Potter? I wouldn't take a -8 for those moves. I would, if you have Wood, you can just start Wood. You don't have to bring Cunha in and start Cunha over Wood. Captain Clivert is fine. Yeah, I just wouldn't take a -8 to make those transfers. What's the next triple captain window? It's essentially when you are not using a chip in a double game week. Basically that. Yeah, I will also keep the assistant manager on slot and use the free transfers to get players in for Gameweek 29. Would you do Emery to Glasner or Rude for a -4, or just stick to Emery? I just stick to Emery. Are you gonna change slot? I'm feeling a -4 for Van Nistelrooy. I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't take a -4 to sell the assistant manager. Like if you have Emery or slot, I wouldn't take a -4 to sell either. For free, then I think there's more debate to be had. Is Mamouche risky or potential to do well? The truth is, I think very soon Mamouche is going to come into our teams once Man City get through this run of tough fixtures. There are the Champions League, so they just have the FA Cup and the Premier League to focus on. We'll just stay with Salah. All right, let's do a captaincy poll. There's already 98 of you guys in here, so thank you for tuning in. Please do drop a like on the stream. Let me just put Gameweek 26 captaincy poll. Right, I'm gonna go Salah. I'll have Mbumo next. Let's have Clivert. Okay. There's lots of options. So I'm gonna just put the ones that I think are the most likely that people are gonna choose. So Mbumo. I'm gonna have Clivert here. Alright, I think there's too many. I'm gonna combine some. Mbumo or Clivert will be one. I'm pretty much gonna tier all these captaincy options. Palmer / Isak / Wood. Other. That's the issue with the YouTube polls. Like you can only put 4. Yeah, let me know who you guys are captaining. I would assume that, even combining Palmer, Isak, and Wood, that Salah's still gonna be the standout. Bench Trent or Hall. I bench Lewis Hall. Marmoush or Wood. I fancy Liverpool to concede. Uh, Marmoush or Chris Wood. I think I'd start Chris Wood still for the penalties. I mean, is Marmoush on penalties now that if Haaland is still out? I don't actually think so, you know. I mean, we haven't actually seen a penalty with Haaland out of the team, so it's really just up in the air, that one. I will need your help with 2 defenders next to Gabriel, Howson, Robinson, Munoz, and Trent. Which 2 will you choose? This one's tricky. But I will play the attacking defenders this week because clean sheets are pretty hard to predict. So I go Gabriel here. Thing is, I fancy Fulham to at least score a goal. So I'm not super confident of Munoz. I actually go Gabriel, Robinson, and either one of Howson or Trent. Depends which one you prefer. Eric says just bench Kirkes instead for Trent. I can't bench Kirkes against Wolves though. Clivert or Mbumo captain? I'd say Mbumo marginally better. Even though he's not, you know, tearing it up. Brentford aren't tearing it up, but I would still prefer Mbumo over Clivert. What's your predictions for City Liverpool? 3-1, 2-1 kind of a game. I see goals in that game. I don't see it as a tight of a cagey affair. I just see many goals in that one. Matthew says Gameweek 26, option 1, Rogers for Clivert, Watkins for Cunha, or option 2, Rogers for Clivert, Diaz for Mbumo. 2 free transfers, blank Gameweek 29 in mind. I prefer option 2. Pokey Master Marcelo says, love your videos. Great discussion. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Would you do Hall to Howson this week? Yes, I would. Surprisingly, if you can afford, then I go Kirkes instead. But yeah, Howson is fine if you can't afford. Surprisingly, Palace away record is good. Unbeaten 8 and won 5 of those. Yeah, I've seen the stats for the Palace away record, and actually Fulham this season haven't been as strong at home as they usually are. So I think it's definitely a consideration. Especially for those chasing rank, I would honestly just, you know, I wouldn't advise against it. Like, go for it. It depends what kind of FPL manager you are, or what's your risk appetite, right? Start to Trent, Kirkes, Munoz, Mikalenko. It's tricky. I would say Trent, Kirkes, and Munoz. João Pedro or Rogers. I actually don't think João Pedro starts, but I would start Rogers ahead of João Pedro. He gets 90 minutes for sure, Rogers. Marmoush is a good pick for this week. I don't think he's a must for this week. But soon he will be a good pick. Got Rogers, Eze, and Iwobi. Should I take a -4 to bring in Bournemouth's Arsenal midfielders this week, or just play 2 of them? Not on a free hit 29. Got 6 players blanking in 29 with 0 transfers left. Man, that is tricky. You can actually, in your position, right, you can actually entertain the thoughts of free hitting in Gameweek 29. Like, it's a fair strategy, given that you have so many Palace, and I'd assume you have some Liverpool assets as well. You have Isak there, and then you have Rogers and Eze both blanking in 29. You could actually consider the free hit in 29. For some teams, it just makes sense, you know. Random Penguin says, hi Leon, don't think that if you're doing slot AM transfer, it might be better to go for bonus, especially if I'm going for -4. If you're really bent on selling slot for a -4, then I would only do it for a table bonus manager then. Probably Glasner. I'm not even gonna rule out like going for Glasner myself. Like slot to Arteta or slot to Glasner. Okay, I'm definitely selling slot. Is mainly because I have one more free transfer. So it's whether I want to go safe with Arteta or back Palace to do well. If I actually do bring Glasner in, I might just go all in on Crystal Palace and I actually just bench Robinson and start Trent instead. Like I might just do that. Like it's up in the air for me still. Best Brighton asset under 5.6, Minte or Ruter. I prefer Minte. Should I sell Gakpo for a -4? The thing is, who would you be selling him for this week? Like if you can just bench him and start Rodgers, I would do that. But if your plan is to sell Gakpo with the intention to also not use your free hit in 29, then I think it could be worth it over the long run, because essentially you're taking out a player who doesn't play in 29. So yeah, fair enough. Waneri captain, probably not. Start to Trent, Robinson, Hall, Munoz. Trent and Robinson. Rodgers to Dango. Yes, that move makes sense as well. If you can afford though, I would try to go to Clivert. Start to Cunha, Wood, Dango. I go Wood and Dango. Benching Cunha against Bournemouth, who's on penalties, is difficult though. But Bournemouth are just so strong at home. I go Wood and Dango, to be honest. I'm one of the only few captaining better against Manchester United. Wish me luck. Yeah, good luck with that one. Munoz or Hall, both looks like will lead goals. Yeah, you're right about that. I'll probably go Munoz though, just for the slightly better attacking threat. Are you keeping Slot as the assistant manager? Probably not. I'm likely gonna sell. It's either Arteta or Glasner. Either one. AM Wolves, probably not gonna do that. Do you think Son will start this week? Yes, I do. He has shaken off a knock based on Ange Postecoglou's press conference. Play Konate against Man City or Greaves against Tottenham. Konate against Man City. Is Gabriel worth a hit or play Hall against Forest? Play Hall against Forest. Choose one. Arteta plus Dango. Glasner plus Clivert. Keep Slot plus Dango. This is a very similar position that I was in myself. I think I get your predicament because your money is tied up with your assistant manager Slot. So if you downgrade Slot to someone like Glasner, you can afford Clivert. If you go to Arteta, then you can't, so you have to go cheaper in Dango. And then if you keep Slot, essentially the money is still tied up there, so you have Dango as the only option. So I get that position. What I actually decided to do was just go for Waneri instead. If I went back, I think I do Glasner and Clivert, I do Glasner plus Clivert. Option 2. Play Wood or Rodgers, has to be Chris Wood. Should I start Munoz or Mikalenko this week? I prefer Munoz. Would Diaz play and score against Man City? Who knows at this point, right? Like the lineup that he went with was Curtis Jones on the left. I honestly think Diaz will start this one though. I can't see him being benched against City. Play Pickford or Henderson. Bench one of Munoz, Castagna, and Mikalenko. I bench Mikalenko. Pickford or Henderson. I mean, it's a case of choosing one then. If I bench Mikalenko, I play Pickford, so you cover more of the bases. Play Wood, Isak, or Rodgers. If you're choosing between one of them, maybe Isak. Toby, nice to see you in the chat. Chalobah to start or Tosin this week. I don't imagine that you have them as FPL assets, but I would think Chalobah. Should I keep Emery or shift to Arteta / Glasner for a hit? I wouldn't shift him out for a hit. Start 1 of Vissa Dango. Dango. Start 2 of Trent, Munoz, Robinson, and Mikalenko. Trent and Robinson. Castagna and Munoz. Prefer Munoz. Opinion on Isak captain. I mean, it's fair enough. Captaincy poll has, Isak, Palmer, and Wood combined is only 10%. Salah is still going to be by far and away the most captained option. But I just wouldn't advise against, going elsewhere, because honestly, if this is a week where going against Salah is not going to hurt you as much, there is reason to just look elsewhere. Other weeks you would imagine that not captaining Salah is going to hurt your rank more. VJ, nice to see you in the chat. Can we get to 100 likes? Let's have a look at the like count. We are on 40 likes at the moment. Very, very nice. We're 60 likes away, so hopefully we can get there soon. Thought process on starting Robinson over Trent. I have the same dilemma. So for me, it's a case where I think City is going to score. That's one. And secondly, I'm starting Robinson even though I have Mateta, mainly because I want to cover both bases, where if Robinson does well, if Mateta doesn't do well, then you'd assume Robinson keeps a clean sheet. If not, the converse is also true, where if Robinson doesn't do well, you would imagine that Mateta is the one scoring. This could go completely wrong. The worst outcome would probably be like a 1-1 situation and like Mateta is not the one scoring. But, it is what it is. Trying to hedge the risk there, basically. One free transfer, sell Slot to Glasner or sell Rogers to Dango Semenyo. I prefer the Rogers move. I prefer selling Rogers to Dango or Semenyo. Who to start? Foden, Wood, Mateta, or Palmer? I'd imagine you only need to bench 1 or 2 of those. How many do you have to bench out of those players? Would you keep Emery or go to Glasner or Hertzler for a hit? If I had Emery, I would keep Emery. Play Luca Dean or Aina. I want to say Luca Dean, but he's been a troll for FPL for the longest time. Toby says, join Telegram. Yeah, by the way, we're waiting for more people to stream in before we make the channel announcement. But basically, I've launched a free-to-join Telegram group chat. It's completely free to the public, so anyone can join. So you see the QR code above me or the first link in the description. Just head on over there. There's already about 200 over managers in there already. And yeah, it's a really fun community. So I'll explain more later on why I kind of created the chat. But we did, on the previous stream, speak a little bit about how I wanted to bring the community together on a place where we could just converse and kind of chat together. So aside from just deadline streams and the comments, etc. So this is a step in that direction, I guess, hopefully. All right, Jan says, Slot and Ahmad out for -4. Probably not. I'd keep Slot and then Ahmad out for either one of, I'd say Waneri or Dango. That's where I'd go. Trent or Munoz? Trent. Chasing 200 points in the mini league. Any differential ideas? Then minimally you have to go for Glasner at least this week. Play 3 of Trent, Gabriel, Hall, Howson, Munoz. I'd go Gabriel. I want to say Gabriel, Howson, and Munoz, but it seems you're pretty set on starting Trent. Thank you very much for the super chat, Yogesh. Appreciate that one. One free transfer. Odegaard to Mbumo, Rogers to Dango, Slot to Glasner. I don't think you have to go so far to take a -8. I think the maximum I do is a -4. I I do the Odegaard to Umbumo move. I would keep Slot, and I do Rogers to either one of Dango or Clivert if you can afford, because you're downgrading Odegaard to Mbumo. So I just do Odegaard to Mbumo and Rogers to Clivert / Dango, and that's it. Keep Slot. That's what I do. Aina or Hall, or should I take a -4 for Kirkas? I would probably just start either one of Aina and Hall, leaning towards Hall for him being the home team. Simeon says, used assistant manager and wildcard. Got bench boost, triple captain, and free hit left. What chip strategy would you use? If you have only the bench boost, triple captain, and your free hit left, then I think you have to prioritize free hit in 34 because that's going to be tricky. You can choose to bench boost in 33 in that case, and then you triple captain in 36. Probably what I do. Oh, Yogesh already has Clivert. All right, so yeah, makes sense then. Rogers, Sudango, / Waneri if you want to go for him. If not, then the Odegaard to Mbumo move is also one I do, and then I would keep Slot. Matthew says rank accordingly for final midfielder. Diaz, Mbumo, Minte, Mitoma, Waneri. So out of those midfielders, I'll go Mbumo first. I go Mitoma second, Waneri third, Minte fourth, Diaz last. That's what I do. Just the minutes are just not good for Diaz. That's the issue. And bearing in mind, the Champions League draw just came out, so they're going to play PSG. The only good fixture I guess Liverpool will have left in the next few games before they blank in 29 is the Southampton game. But that one comes in between Champions League games as well as the EFL Cup final. So you could see massive rotation there. So I probably just not go for Diaz at all. Yet to activate the assistant manager, can I sub in Glasner? Nah, you can't. You can't sub in Glasner if you don't have your assistant manager active. If you don't have it active, I would say that you are in a pretty advantageous position because there's another double double that you can use your assistant manager, which is 32 and 33. Both will be double game week. So you can activate it in game week 31, have it for 31, 32, and 33. 52 likes, VJ. Let's have a look. We're on 52, 53 now. Thank you very much for all of you guys for helping to get the stream on this Friday afternoon or Friday evening for some to more FPL managers. Prefer to sell Isak to Watkins, then Rogers up to Waneri. Any tips? I wouldn't sell Isak to Watkins. Rogers to Waneri, yes, I would do Rogers to Waneri. Harrison says, which keepers are you looking at for game week 29? I currently have Alisson and Fabianski. For game week 29, Alisson isn't going to start. Fabianski, could you play him? Areola is currently starting ahead of Fabianski. Keepers wise, I think you could go for Matt Sells, to be honest. Like, he has Ipswich that game week, so that game week specifically, I don't mind just going for Matt Sells there. I mean, either ways, like, Nottingham Forest are a pretty good defense as well. It's just that recently their performances have been a little bit unpredictable. Would you take a -4 point hit to sell to swap Slot? That's a tongue twister. That I wouldn't. Would you do Gakpo to Cunha for a -4 or play Rogers? Gakpo to Cunha for a -4 or play Rogers? I play Rogers. I wouldn't take the hit to sell Cunha. I wouldn't take the hit to sell Gakpo. What am I saying? Yogesh says, yeah, no worries at all. Tempted to do a -8 for Glass as I'm chasing 100 points in me league. I see now. I see that now. But you don't want to kind of be in a spot where you take too many hits though. So I'll probably still stick with whatever I said just now. Harrison says, thanks, Leon. No worries at all. Oreo Hut says, are you fixed on Captain Salah? Yes, I am. It's a case of I don't see any better alternative, to be honest. Still have bench boost, free hit, wildcard, assistant manager. Let me know which differential players to transfer in the coming days. If you have bench boost, free hit, wildcard, assistant manager, what I do is free hit in 34 still. I try to prioritize that. Thereafter, assistant manager will be played in 31. So AM 31, free hit 34, wildcard 35, bench boost 36. That's probably what I do. If not, you could wildcard earlier if you are navigating Gameweek 29 without the free hit. Basically, if you're just using free transfers, you could wildcard in Gameweek 30 instead, and then just okay, hopefully it's clear enough. But if you're wildcarding in 30 and not 35, then it'd be wildcard 30, AM 31, free hit 34, bench boost 36. The alternative is you shift the wildcard from 30 to 35 just before the bench boost. Hopefully that clears things up. Why Mbumo over Mitoma? Penalties. Start 3, Neko, Colwell, Dinia, Castania, Mazraoui. Man, those are a tough bunch of defenders, I'd say. But I go Dinia, Castania, and Neko Williams. I'll probably go there. Lomi says, I'm in a bad spot defensively this week. I have to start 2 of Robinson and Munoz, who play each other, and Hall and Aina, who also play each other. Who do I start in this position? If it's between Hall and Aina, I would start Hall because he's playing at home. If it's between Robinson and Munoz, I would tend to still side Robinson there. But Munoz is the more attacking defender out of the two, that's for sure. But it's just, I tend to side the home team if it is closer than expected. I need to use differentials because my mini league leader almost has the same squad. Yeah, I mean, differential players right now, I think you could, it's one area, right? Like differential players that I am comfortable enough to recommend. Depends which position you're looking for differentials at least. Switch slot to who? Also need a cheap second keeper for sells the next game weeks. Any tips? Slot, if you're selling slot, I do either one of Glasner or Arteta. Depends on your risk appetite. Cheap keeper for sells. Honestly, the fixtures moving forward are pretty tricky for most teams. Maybe Flecken, you know, like when I look at the fixture ticker, maybe. Either that or Verbruggen is fine as well. I mean, I may be saying that because I have both these keepers, but in terms of cheap keepers, like most of them right now aren't that cheap even. What did you say again for what game week? Sorry. I used my assistant manager chip and wildcard. I've got bench boost, triple captain, and free hit left. You mentioned 33, 34, and 36, but not sure which was for what. I apologize for that. So if I'm speaking too fast, I actually made a chip strategy video, which was the latest upload, where I went into more detail as to what I think about chip strategies now moving forward after double game week 22 announcement. Sorry, got double game week 32 announcement. But Simeon, just quickly for your situation, if you've got the bench boost, triple captain, and free hit left, I would bench boost 33, free hit 34, bench boost 33, free hit 34, triple captain 36. That's what I do. What do you think about McKenna assistant manager? I prefer I prefer Glasner if I'm going for table bonus, but I don't mind it. It's just looking at the percentages. Crystal Palace just has a slightly better chance than Ipswich. Would you take a -4 to move Rogers to Clivert? Probably not. Last question before I sleep. How should I strategize my final chips in the final games? Assistant manager, bench boost, and your wild card. If you have the assistant manager, I'd prioritize it for game week 31 so that you can AM 31, 32, 33. That gives you 5 fixtures. Bench boost, I would use it in 36. So therefore, your wild card can either be used just before the bench boost, which is 35, or you could use it as early as game week 30. Arsenal have table bonus. Probably not. They're pretty high at the table. The second. Bench 1 of Trent, Rogers, Robinson. It'd be either one of Trent or Robinson. Arsenal does not have table bonus. Watkins or Isak, who is better for this game week? Probably Watkins, to be honest. But not that it's worth a hit to do Isak to Watkins, though. Bench 1. Salah, Palmer, Dango, Semenyo, Boomo, Vissa, Wood, Marmoush. Wow. Whew, that is a stacked squad. Maybe Vissa, crazy. It sounds crazy, but your team is too strong. Or Dango. That could work as well. Either one. Which two of these? 4. Hall, Mikalenko, Munoz, Hausen. Hausen and Munoz, yes. Is Slot a bad asset? Why is everyone selling him? He's not a bad asset. I think if you are selling him for a hit, I don't think you would do that. Sorry, if you're selling him for a hit, I don't think I would advise that. Would you sell Emery to Glasson for a -4? No. Play Mikalenko or Trent or sell Slot for Arteta? I wouldn't sell. If it's for free, I don't mind. Slot to Arteta. Mikalenko or Trent, I would prefer Trent. Vincent says, Leon, you legend. Waking up to watch the game at 4 a.m. Probably. And that's also the reason why I launched the Telegram today, right? So I see Matthew in the chat as well said, join the Telegram. Good night from Pongal. Right, so there's about 147 of you guys already. We'll wait for a few more people, but basically I launched a Telegram group chat that's completely free to join for all my viewers or followers on social media to just come together in one place and just chat FPL together, which is something that I've been planning to do for a really long time now. So finally, I've set it up. The QR code is above me here. You can just scan it to join. If not, there is the link in the description, the first link that will bring you to the Telegram chat. Right, so I'll speak more about it later on once we maybe closer to the end of the stream. Sorry, give me a moment. Okay, I'm back. Apologies for that. Who would you transfer out for Waneri? Sa Palmer, Clivert, or Rogers? Um, Probably Ismail Sa. Buy Visa and Mbumo, sell Gakpo and Golden for a -4 and keep Emery. I don't think you need to. Honestly, I don't think you need to sell. You don't need to take that -4. You can probably just do Gakpo to Visa if you have to start that Gakpo position, and then just keep Gordon against Forest, and then also keep Emery. If not, the best case scenario is that you have someone that you can start on the bench like Rogers, and then you can just do Gordon to Mbumo for free and keep Emery. That's probably what I do. Start two of Trent, Robinson, Wood, or Rogers, including one defender. I'm starting Robinson ahead of Trent, so it depends on your assessment of the City game. Wood or Rogers, I definitely go Wood over Rogers. Remedian says, who should I replace Gakpo with? Mateta, Cunha, Vissa, Welbeck, Mamouche. The first criteria I would think about is whether you need this player to play in Game Week 29. If you do need this player to play in Game Week 29, then players like Mateta is out of the options for you. It's down to Cunha, Vissa, Welbeck. I also wouldn't go there. Then there's Marmouche. So out of the players who actually do have a fixture in 29, I think I prefer Cunha the best. I bought Dango, but I just saw the Evan Nielsen news. Am I doomed? Evan Nielsen will be back soon, but I don't think it's super close. Okay, let me just pull up the tweet that So basically, let me just make sure I got the information correct here. Yeah, basically, he will be returning soon, but I don't think he's really up to match fitness. So I don't think it's something you need to worry in the immediate term. If he does become an option, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to bench him if Dango's minutes start to come into question. Are you sticking with Slot? Probably not. I'm gonna sell to either one of Arteta or Glasner. Slot the Glasner for free. Slot the Glasner for free. Yes. I want to say yes. Aina or Mikalenko? Probably Mikalenko. Bench Rogers or Beto? Probably Rogers because Beto is going to be on penalties. But that one is tricky. Evan Nielsen, lack of match fitness, may play 20 minutes maximum. And that's the thing, like even if he's like back immediately, I don't think he is in the position to just, start week in, week out and get good minutes. So Dango is still gonna get decent minutes at least for the next few game weeks. Salah, Palmer, Mbumo, Clivert, Dango, bench one and bring in Vissa, or just play 5 in the midfield. I just play 5 in the midfield then. Can we get to 100 likes? We are on 68 likes. Very, very close. Would you go Emery to Glasner or Arteta for a hit? I wouldn't do that. Which two of these, Hall? Oh, I've answered this one. I would, for this situation, I do Housen and Munoz. Should I transfer Bruno to Mbumo for -4? Probably not. Sounds crazy, but I want to do Mbumo to Son, Trent to Munoz for -4. I also wouldn't. If you can say that it sounds crazy, then I guess you know the answer to that. Okay. Um, Becco says, "You're putting Trent on the bench." Yeah, I know it's gonna turn heads, but I'm having I'm going with my gut here on what I think is going to be the situation for the City versus Liverpool match. Best 4.9 million goalkeeper that's not Kepa. No free hit in game week 29. Keeper 4.9. Honestly, looking at the fixtures, I might just prioritize Flecken. Like he has decent fixtures for the next few, and he does play in 29, right? So if you're making that transfer now this week, I might just do that. Even though for my case, I'm in the luxurious position, I would say, of benching Flecken. I had a long think about this keeper decision, and I've just decided to go for Bruggen, who has the slightly better odds to keep a clean sheet. But yeah, I would imagine not a lot of people are in this position. But Flecken for the next few game weeks, I think he's a good hold. Or you can bring him in, right, if you need to. Yep, Toby, agree with that one. Dango still playing the midfield position. I don't imagine that might happen for too much. My expectation is Dango drops out. That's the truth. They will share minutes. Basically, whatever happened when Evan Nielsen was here, I think will still be the case where they will share minutes. They've pretty good, midfielders that they don't have to try and fit Dango in there. Like one is gonna be Semenyo on either side of the wing. Tavernier is pretty decent, and then there's Kluivert in the AM role. So attacking midfielder, not the assistant manager. What assistant manager should I bring in, Glasner or Arteta? Depends what kind of FPL manager you are. Like if you want to go for, also depends if you are chasing rank or chasing mini league position. Most expensive defender on the bench is so weird. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I could. Here's the bus team that I had. The bus team that I had going into this week was this. It was like this. This was my bus team. But I've just slowly just changed it around and just moved Robinson in, and I'm just getting less and less hot on Trent as an asset for this game week. For this game week only. So yeah, I completely understand why it would turn some heads, but I'm trying to back my prediction here. Plan with Slot. I'm probably gonna sell Slot only because it's for free. Kieran says top 15k in the world. Very nice. No free transfer. Start Palmer or Foden. I have to say Palmer for the pens. Thank you very much, VJ, for being a member for 15 months. An absolute legend. Absolute legend. All right. Okay, there's about 155 of you guys. So I'm going to make a bit of a small channel announcement. Just do bear with me. So I'm going to switch screens. So basically, what we've done recently, right, was I've been trying to find a way to kind of bring everyone together on a common platform that we can chat. And I've tried to do it on Instagram, but basically a broadcast channel does not allow everyone to speak. It's kind of a one-way communication. So I think the best way to just do this is have a free public group chat that everyone can just join. And the aim is just for everyone to be inside there, be able to chat FPL together with me. I'll be in the chat as well. I may not be super active because I have to be more active in the gold members chat that I also have for the gold members. But I will be in this chat and kind of, moderating it and also just allowing everyone to just be on the same platform and just enjoying the game together. So if you want to join, there's already more than 200 FPL managers in there. It's completely free. If you do have Telegram, you can just scan the QR code. The link is also in the description. If not, you can firstly create a Telegram account. It's free, and then you can go in there. All right, so let me just have a look at how many members there are in the group chat currently. Yeah, so right now there are 218 people in the chat already. So yeah, it's completely free. If it's something that you're interested in, feel free to just head on over there. And I'll probably be active there for tonight's game as well, the Leicester versus Brentford game. So let's see how that one goes. So I'll make this announcement again at the end of the stream, just before I leave. And yeah, we'll leave it at that for now, right? So if you still want to join, the QR code is always above me here. So, all right, let's get back to the chat. Currently starting Trent, but thinking about starting Robinson instead and benching Trent. So my main thinking with starting Robinson is just to hedge my risk a little bit, that I have a defensive asset in Fulham, and I also have Mateta who plays against. So in the event, I'm basically hedging my risk. But it could turn out badly. This kind of situations could work out where Crystal Palace win 1-0, for example. The Glasner assistant manager people are probably going to be happy to hear this. But if it is 1-0 to Palace and it's not by Mateta, that'd be the worst outcome for this particular starting 11 that I'm going with. GT says, I have Diaz, thinking if I should transfer him out for Mbeumo or keep him to Gameweek 28 before transferring him out. I'll probably transfer him out for Mbeumo. But the thing is, he is likely to start this week. So I would do it for free. I would do it for free, Diaz to Mbeumo. Hammy says, could you make an Instagram group chat? The thing is, it's not as interactive. That's the thing. Like, I think Telegram is just really good for group chat. So yeah, go ahead and create one. It's really easy. Captain Isak on Mbeumo. I would captain Mbeumo over Isak this week. GV says, yes, we'll join the Telegram group. Very, very nice here. We'll see you guys in there. Not keen on chasing assistant manager bonus. Have slot at the moment. Use transfer on Rogers to Clivert. Keep slot. Yes, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. $20 more likes. Calvin, nice to see you in the chat. We are on 81 likes at the moment. Very, very nice. FPL bench warmer says, do you think there's a chance Raul gets benched? He tends to miss a game when Fulham have 3 in a week. Right now, with the way that he's playing, I think it's hard to bench him. I'll be honest. Like, I think he's definitely first choice ahead of Muniz. And I think even if they want to rest him, they give him the start and take him off maybe 55, 60 minutes. That's my guess. GV says Trent has not been impressive, was lucky to get 13 points. I think I'm just benching him based off of my expectation of what is going to happen in the City game. So yeah, there we go. DJ says 18 more likes required for free membership. Are you keeping slot? I'm likely going to sell slot. and I need a bit more time to think about it. So basically, I think what's gonna happen is I'll be streaming for another maybe 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna go over to Telegram to continue chatting with you guys, and then I'll make my decision. Then I just need a bit more time to think whether I want to go Glasner or Arteta. It's just safe or risky. It's currently my only decision left. Bench 1, Palmer, Rogers, Cunha, Wood. I want to say Rogers out of those. Do you think Mbumo or Clivert are good captaincy options? I think they are. I think they definitely are. For me, it's Salah, Mbumo, Clivert in that order. Bloated says, still own João Pedro until next week where I'll get Mateta. Would you start him this week? The truth is, I don't think João Pedro is going to start. Calvin says, got Waneri in this game week too. Exciting. Let's see how it is. Let's see how it is. I am pretty hopeful of Waneri against West Ham. VJ as well. Awesome. If Palmer blanks again, who's a good player to change him with? Whether or not he blanks, I don't think you sell him next week, because this is when, after the Aston Villa game, he goes on a good run. It's Leicester and Southampton both at home. I don't see a world where you're going to sell Cole Palmer playing at home against Southampton and Leicester back-to-back. So it's just out of the question for me. I definitely prefer to captain Boomer over Isak. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Don't sell Palmer 2 great games soon. Yes, exactly. I think I'm lagging a little bit though. Hopefully it's okay. Glasner hasn't lost away from home since game week 8. That might be the push I need to go Glasner, you know. That might be the push. Man City matches have historically been 2-1, 2-2 of late. Thoughts on McKenna or Glasner? I prefer Glasner over McKenna. I want to keep Palmer at least till 29 and then see what to do. Okay, fair enough. That's pretty much the minimum that I give Cole Palmer because of the Southampton and Leicester game at home. I can't see past those fixtures. As VJ gifting a free membership. That's cool. Start Henderson or Pickford? I would start Pickford over Henderson. Will you bring in Haaland in game week 29, and who are you selling him for? I probably will think about whether I want Marmoush or Haaland. Right, I think I'm lagging quite a bit. I don't think there's a way to reset this. Okay, I just have to just bear with me. I think the computer is starting to crash a little bit. Happens. Will you bring in Haaland in game week 29? I think if I could, I would. But the thing is, for game week 29, what I think is likely going to happen is that I go for Marmoush instead. Because for me to get Haaland in 29, I have to sell Salah, which I don't want to do because I'm going to lose a lot of value in that. So, yeah. Glasner lost to Everton last week, and I think Fulham are a better team than Everton. I'm thinking just to stay with Slot. Yeah, I mean, that's the best part about this. There's going to be so many different... there's going to be so many different, opinions on it. I'm just trying to see who they have played recently where they've done well away from home. Right, let's do this together. Let's do this together. So basically, Man, okay, I'm lagging quite a bit. Hopefully you guys can bear with me. So Everton against Crystal Palace. This one was at home. They lost it last week. Away from home against Doncaster. Away from home against Manchester United. Also they won. They lost to Brentford at home. Win West Ham away. Win Leicester City away. Okay, those are expected. Against Chelsea at home, it's 1-1. Crystal Palace, Southampton at home, 2-1. Away from home against Bournemouth, 0-0. That is very impressive. This was also at a time when Bournemouth were flying pretty much. At home, they lose 5-1. Away from home, it's 3-2 to Arsenal. Away from home against Brighton, 3-1. I mean, away from home, they've been pretty strong, and that's the truth. So I think I'm keen on doing Glasner. And if I actually do slot the Glasner, I probably will start Trent. Because then I'm going all in on... I'm probably going to go all in on Crystal Palace then. I might just do that. Let's see. Oh, it's a raid. Golden goal is here. Very, very nice. Thanks for sending over your viewers, Tom. Really appreciate that. Unfortunately, my camera is lagging quite a bit, so hopefully it's clear enough for all of you guys coming into raid. Very, very nice. Thanks so much, Tom. Thanks so much. All right, so couple of questions that I just missed out on. Similar team to you. I think you can bring Haaland by selling Palmer. But that's the thing, right? I don't think I need to sell a player. I'm not in a luxurious position where I have enough transfers to sell Palmer, who has a fixture, to get Haaland, who also has a fixture. Like, basically, I have just enough transfers to get 11 players in 29. So I don't think that's something I can consider. Palace Fulham will be a draw. If it's 0-0, then jackpot to assistant manager. Oh, we crashed. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, we're back. We are back. It's really nice. Tom's in the chat as well. Nice to see you, Tom. Tom says, have a good evening, mate, and good luck this game week. Thanks for sending over your viewers. Absolute legend. Absolute legend. Jessica says, camera is fine. Yeah, thank you very much for that. We just had a bit of a crash, basically. It's not particularly an issue with the camera itself, but like the computer, the part of the computer that's receiving the camera, hopefully this makes sense, tends to crash. Receiving the image, basically. All right, we're going to go on for, I'd say, another 15 minutes at best. Another 15 minutes. Dango and Waneri to bench Luis Diaz. I think not necessary. If you actually have Luis Diaz, I prefer going to someone like Mbumo, you know. Does Wood keeping or benching him for Robinson this week? I would start Wood then. What's your chip strategy? Think people missed the boat on delaying wildcard till 35. It's a strategy that I discussed in the chip strategy video that I uploaded recently, where I do think like wildcard in 35 would be applicable for those who are free hitting in 29. If you're free hitting in 29, I do think it's good to keep the Palace and Newcastle assets, basically carry them through, and thereafter be ready for 32 and 32 double, and also the 33 double, and then you wildcard in 35. So if I wildcard in 35, my strategy is probably leaning towards free hit 29. Oh, VJ is gonna gift a membership, it seems. Allow gifting for a chance of a free membership. Awesome, very very cool. I may follow that up with 5 free memberships if he does it though, because YouTube just sent me a notification to say that we're up to 5 free memberships that I can gift this week. This current stream. So yeah, let's do it together with the announcement as well, like at the end of the stream. Kalonga says, thanks for setting up the Telegram chat. Good idea. Would you sell Isak for Marmouche? No, not this week. Rogers and Ahmad right now. Who should I sell them to? I think you prioritize selling Ahmad, and Waneri or Dango are the ones that I would go for. Start Wood or Waneri. I still think Wood for Pens. Still think Wood. But I know there are people who are benching Chris Wood for, players like Dango or players like Waneri. I think, it's close, but generally I tend to side the penalty taker. Start Colwell, Gakpo or Greaves. Gakpo is not going to... He's risky. Gakpo is risky. If you can transfer Gakpo out. Greaves, Colwell, also not great to start. But out of the 3, I'd say Colwell. Probably Colwell. Sell Gakpo to Cunha or play Rogers. If you have to start this if it's for free, would I sell Gakpo to Cunha and then start Cunha ahead of Rogers? Yes, I would actually do that. If it's for free, yes. FUT Light says, I want to use my assistant manager chip this week. Who would you recommend? Love your vids and streams. Thank you very much. Who would you recommend this week? I would... Firstly, if you're activating it new, I wouldn't do it. If this is your 3rd week and you're thinking of whether to move out of someone like Slot or Emery, I'd recommend either Glasner or Arteta. Are we at 100 likes? Calvin says 100. Yes, we are. We're at 102 likes. Very, very nice. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for 100 likes. It's incredible. Chewy says, Captain Vissa and bought Glasner. Sell Gakpo to Cunha or play Rogers. This one depends, right? Again, I've answered this one already. Sell Wood for -4 for Mateta. I wouldn't do that. Am I Filipino? No, I'm not Filipino. I'm Singaporean. And VJ has gifted a membership. Incredible. Very, very nice. Thank you very much, VJ, for gifting a membership. Lloyd Smith, you are the privileged recipient of the FPL Consult membership from VJ. Thank you very much for that. I'll just follow up with gifting 5 memberships as well. So I'll wait for all of you guys to quickly kind of allow membership gifting on your on your accounts, and then I'll gift out 5 memberships. I'll do it at the end together with the announcement of the Telegram group. So thank you very much, VJ, for that. Back to the questions. Jessica says, did you answer Enzo or Rogers to bench? Sorry, mate, I'm useless. I would start Rogers ahead of Enzo. I would start Rogers ahead of Enzo for that. Dango or Waneri? I would go Waneri. I have gone for Waneri. Jessica says, just allowed. Didn't even know you had to do that. Yeah, so allow your memberships. Thank you, VJ, for gifting that one to Lloyd. And I'll gift 5 in a bit. Okay, let me just see. Oh, VJ has gifted another one. What an absolute legend. What an absolute legend, VJ. Vimalan is the recipient of the gifted membership from VJ. He's going insane today. Thank you very much for that, VJ. All right. Do you think Jai to Mateta or Beto, Slot to Glasner, Aina to Trent, which is the last assistant manager game week with free hit on 29 and wildcard 30/31? Thoughts on Gakpo? Right, so basically for your case, I would sell Gakpo, that's one. And Jai also is someone that has to be sold. Slot is not someone that needs to be sold. Aina to Trent is also not a move you need to do. So I would prioritize the Jai and the Gakpo transfer. Yep. Incredible stuff going on in the chat, VJ. Incredible. Sell Rogers to Dango or Waneri. I prefer Waneri. Ahmad out for Trossard, Mitoma, Waneri, or Gakpo out for Mamouche and Cunha. Sooner or later, both have to go, but I think you prioritize selling Ahmad ahead of Gakpo because Ahmad is out for the season. Gakpo could be back soon. So Ahmad out for either one of Trossard, Mitoma, or Waneri. If you can, I think I prefer Mitoma or Waneri, so it's either one. If funds permit, you could go Mitoma. If not, I like Waneri as well. Should I start Rogers or Jimenez? I would say Jimenez because he's on pins. Munoz or Kirkes? Have Kepa in my starting 11. I double on that. I go Kirkes. Waneri or Rogers, also choose 3 from Konate, Trent, Aina, and Hall. I wouldn't double up on the Liverpool defense then. So you can go Trent, Aina, and Hall. Waneri or Rogers, I would go Waneri. Lloyd says, you've helped my rank this year, FPL Consult, top 100k. I'm happy to help. Play your bench Van Dijk. Depends who you're benching him for if you have someone else to start. All right, so I think we're going to call it a day. So I'm going to give one last shout out to the Telegram channel before we gift the memberships. So basically, for those who have just joined, right, I'm launching a Telegram group chat for the FPL Consult community. It's completely free to join, and there's already more than 200 FPL managers in there. The aim is just to have a place for us to interact aside from just the comments on videos or the deadline streams like so. Right, so if you have Telegram or if this is something that you're interested in, just scan the QR code and it'll bring you right there. I'm going to just send a couple of messages in there right now just to welcome those of you guys who are joining as we speak. Now I've seen there's already 224 of you guys, so thanks for joining. Hope you guys enjoy this group chat that we have here. So I'm gonna just send a message. Welcome to all the new joiners. Right, so All right, I've sent a message. But yes, hopefully you guys enjoy this kind of a community that we have here, to interact beyond just deadline streams and such. But okay, so enough said. Switch on the memberships, and I'm gonna gift out 5 memberships right now. Right, so let me just get it ready. Okay, we're gonna go in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, 5 memberships have been gifted. Hopefully you guys are lucky to get it. Very, very nice. Yeah, 5 of you guys have gotten it already. Philly, Sammy, 3 Ronin, Waleed, and also Shrewd. So hopefully you guys enjoy the memberships, the perks, and I'm going to call it a day for the deadline stream. I'm going to leave it at that. The team is going to be as such. And the only transfer that I've left to make is whether I want to sell slot for someone like Glasner or Arteta. I'm pretty sure I'm going to sell. So it's which one I sell slot for, which I will post in the Telegram group chat. So I'll move over there now, continue chatting with you guys if you guys would like to. And yeah, that's it for the Gameweek 26 deadline stream. Thank you for tuning in on a Friday. Some people are going to miss the deadline, so you being here and setting your team is already putting you ahead. All right, so thank you very much, and I will catch you guys in the Gameweek 27 content very soon. Good luck for Gameweek 26. Bye-bye.